if the NFL makes it through this 17-week regular season and we have our playoff teams, that's not the time you want the fly in the ointment. It's not the time you want an outbreak. It's not the time you want a Marlins situation where you're trying to grab 10 guys off the street or the practice squad or not being able to play. You know, you can finagle that. You can maneuver around a Marlins or a Cardinal situation in the regular season. It's just a thing. If the Dolphins come down with 12 guys that have it on Thursday, they don't have to play Sunday. You skip that game, the Dolphins forfeit, what have you. You can't really do that in the playoffs. I mean, could you imagine the buildup of an AFC divisional round game, or the Saints are taking on the Vikings in the NFC divisional round? The Vikings have an outbreak and just have to forfeit, and the Saints don't play that football game and then just go into the NFC Championship game totally refreshed on 2 weeks rest. It can't work that way. So I think the bubble makes sense. And you might say, well, how would you quarantine for 14 days? The NFL has already made the stipulation that if they need to push the Super Bowl back a week, remember, they can. They can delay it a week. So all the NFL does here is take Wild Card Weekend and say, that's a bye week. And from the day that Week 17 is over through the next 13 days, we're quarantining, and we're getting to the bubble, and we're starting to play football. I think it makes sense. And while I would hate for, again, an NFC Championship game that should have been played at the home of the Saints to be played, choose your neutral site, it would suck, but it makes sense if you're trying to pull off the NFL playoffs and a Super Bowl. And I'll tell you, especially if we don't have fans in stadiums by then, by January. Again, I like the idea of playing in home stadiums. I don't think it's mandatory.